the new laws that changed in 2019 in the state of Texas,
Eating
especially
deductibles.
eating deductibles, but also UPPA.
That didn't change.
Well, so the redefinition of it, if you will, in terms of
That didn't change either.
a contractor can't
It's
talk about
It's the same.
scope and price.
It didn't change. They never were able to do that.
Right.
If you effectuate the settlement of a claim. So, let's say that a consumer hires a supplement company. The supplement company settles the claim. Is the consumer asking for a change, additional scope items, or more money? No, because the supplement company has done its job and settled the claim. Are they licensed PAs, and has the consumer hired them as their representative? If they haven't and they settled the claim, then the way the law happens to be written at the moment, I mean, you read it. Pull up the UPPA laws and read what it says. I mean, you don't have to be a lawyer to read.
Right.
And it says if you have settled the claim, then you had better be a licensed PA. And not only be a licensed PA, but the consumer has to have hired you as their representative. See, just because you're a licensed PA doesn't give you a pass. They have to actually hire you as their representative with paperwork that's been approved by the state Department of Insurance.
Right. Why wouldn't every policyholder for every claim get a public adjuster involved?
They don't know what they are.
And why
so
is that?
the only way that they can be educated as to what a public adjuster or an appraiser, they know what a lawyer is.
Yeah.
They've never heard of a public adjuster.
Right.
When you use the phrase appraiser, they're thinking someone who appraises the value of real estate, like a real estate appraiser, not an insurance appraiser. So they never even heard of this before. So they have no clue that these experts exist.
Right. And a lot of these losses are not termed as large losses, so a loss over 100K.
Mm-hmm.
So don't you think there's also a shortage of qualified public adjusters,
Well, of
especially
course.
in the state of Texas? And
Of
that's
course.
the reason why lots of policyholders go
There's some good
without
schools.
adequate representation.
There's some good PA schools out there.
For sure.
And, yep.
Yeah. Public adjusters are a very noble profession. A lot of those public adjusters are very, very passionate about righteous outcomes.
There's a bunch of good ones, and there's a bunch of bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of flakes.
Just like every other industry.
Of course.
After the public adjuster is done,
Our industry, the construction industry is no different.
for sure.
We have a bunch of flakes.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
I'm not piling on the PAs.
No.
The appraisers.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of flakes in that too.
Well, all these industries are made up of humans,
Yeah,
and humans are fatally flawed.
You know, people tend to do that which they perceive to be in their best value,
Yes.
in their best interest. And so I got that from my business partner Tony. I think he got
That's
that from the
survival
Art of War.
instinct.
The Art of War.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The public adjuster at the end could still be at odds, conceivably, with the carrier, and that claim would still possibly need to be settled through appraisal. Is that
Or
correct?
litigation.
Yeah.
Correct. In
So-
fact, we're doing one right now that was referred to us by an attorney, tens of millions of dollars in loss, and the attorney was unable to. The carrier demanded appraisal. So guess what? It's an appraisal now, and we're handling that appraisal.
Do you think that it's a fair statement to say that a PA is only as good as the attorney that stands behind them? I've
No.
heard a lot of PAs say that.
No, I wouldn't say that at all. I'd say that there's a lot of PAs that get good results without having a hair trigger to
litigate.
to send it over to an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
They're, in fact, in the state of Texas, they're required to make a good faith effort to do their job before they refer it to an attorney. Otherwise, that's barratry. And they can get there's been attorneys and PAs getting big trouble over that.
What's the best way for a policyholder to identify and connect with a qualified PA who's got a good track record, integrity, good reputation, good at their job?
I wish Tapia had there's people that are pulling the strings in Tapia I mean, I've been in touch with the people who are past presidents of the Texas Association of Public Insurance Adjusters, and including one of the founders, and they've resigned from TAPIA because it's almost like a syndicate. There's these people behind the scenes, these old families that have been doing it forever, that are actually running TAPIA.
Pulling the strings.
It's not the elected people that all the PAs put in there as the president and all those sorts of things. There's people behind the scenes that actually control TAPIA. So in NAPIA, the National Association, it's the same thing. Is happening. So there are some other public adjuster associations out there that people can look up, and where I don't think that's happening.
Somebody needs to come up with like Angie's List for public adjusters and appraisers or something.
Yeah, what a great idea.
Yeah.
Maybe someone who's got like 16,000 people on their Facebook group might come up with something.
A couple
like
million
that.
might take to create that
Yeah,
app
yeah.
too.